Welcome to my channel. Today, I'm diving into a book that's not just a psychological thriller but a complex exploration of the human psyche and the nature of truth, Colleen Hoover's Verity. This novel has captivated readers worldwide with its dark and twisted narrative, and I'm here to take you through every chilling detail. Buckle up, because this is going to be an intense ride. Let's begin with an overview of the plot. Verity centers around Loan Ashley, a struggling writer who's on the brink of financial ruin. Her life has been marked by tragedy and isolation. Her mother recently passed away after a long battle with cancer, leaving Loan alone and overwhelmed by grief. The novel begins with a vivid and disturbing scene that immediately sets the tone for the rest of the story. As Loan walks through Manhattan, she witnesses a horrific accident. A man steps into traffic and is hit by a truck, dying instantly. The description is graphic, with blood splattering across Loan's clothes, creating a visceral image that haunts both Loan and the reader. This shocking event is more than just a random accident, it serves as a metaphor for the chaos and unpredictability of life, themes that will be explored throughout the novel. The brutality of the scene also foreshadows the dark and unsettling journey Loan is about to embark on. Shortly after this incident, Loan is approached by Jeremy Crawford, the handsome and charismatic husband of best-selling author Verity Crawford. Jeremy is connected to the tragic accident in ways that Loan doesn't yet understand, and his presence in her life sets off a chain of events that will change everything. Jeremy offers Loan a lucrative opportunity to complete the remaining books in Verity's highly successful series. Verity, who was once a literary sensation, has been left incapacitated after a car accident and is unable to finish her work. For Loan, who is struggling to make ends meet, this offer seems like a lifeline. But as she soon discovers, it comes with more strings attached than she could have ever imagined. As Loan enters the Crawford home, the atmosphere is immediately eerie and unsettling. The house is a grand, old mansion, filled with dark corners and shadows that seem to whisper secrets. Verity herself is bedridden, seemingly unresponsive, but her presence looms large over the household. The narrative is thick with tension as Loan begins to sort through Verity's office, searching for notes that might help her complete the books. It's here that she stumbles upon an unfinished manuscript written by Verity, an autobiography that reveals the horrifying truth about the woman behind the successful novels. The manuscript is a chilling confession, a window into the twisted mind of Verity Crawford. It details her obsession with Jeremy, her manipulative nature, and the lengths she went to ensure she remained the center of his world. As Loan reads on, she becomes increasingly disturbed by the revelations, particularly those concerning the deaths of Verity and Jeremy's twin daughters, Chasten and Harper. The manuscript paints Verity as a cold, calculating woman who saw her children as obstacles to her happiness with Jeremy. The descriptions are graphic and heart-wrenching, showing a mother who is not only indifferent to her children's suffering but who may have actively contributed to their deaths. The psychological tension in Verity is one of the novel's most compelling aspects. As Loan immerses herself in Verity's manuscript, she begins to feel a growing sense of dread. The line between reality and fiction blurs, leaving both Loan and the reader questioning what is real and what is a product of Verity's disturbed mind. Is the manuscript a true account of Verity's actions, or is it a work of fiction designed to manipulate and control? Hoover masterfully plays with these questions, keeping the reader on edge and unsure of who to trust. Loan's relationship with Jeremy adds another layer of complexity to the story. As they spend more time together, their connection deepens, fueled by mutual grief and the secrets they both harbor. Jeremy is portrayed as a grieving husband who is still deeply in love with his wife, despite her current state. However, as Loan uncovers more of Verity's dark secrets, she begins to see Jeremy in a different light. The attraction between them grows, leading to a forbidden romance that complicates the already tense atmosphere in the house. One of the most fascinating elements of Verity is its exploration of the unreliable narrator. The novel presents multiple perspectives: Loan's point of view, the content of Verity's manuscript, and Jeremy's actions and words. Each of these perspectives is colored by the character's own biases and motivations, making it difficult to discern the truth. Verity's manuscript is particularly troubling, as it is written in a confessional style that feels both intimate and manipulative. Verity is a master of deception, and even in her most vulnerable moments, it's unclear whether she is telling the truth or spinning a web of lies to manipulate those around her. As Lowen delves deeper into the manuscript, she becomes increasingly paranoid. She starts to believe that Verity might not be as incapacitated as she appears. Strange occurrences around the house, like the sound of footsteps in the night and the feeling of being watched, heighten Lowen's anxiety. The tension builds to a point where Lowen is no longer sure if she's losing her mind or if Verity is truly a danger to her. This sense of paranoia is expertly crafted by Hoover, creating a claustrophobic atmosphere that keeps the reader on the edge of their seat. The novel's climax is both shocking and ambiguous. Lowen, driven by fear and desperation, takes drastic measures to protect herself and Jeremy from Verity. The events that unfold are harrowing, leaving both the characters and the reader reeling. Hoover doesn't provide clear answers, instead leaving the ending open to interpretation. This ambiguity is one of the novel's strengths, as it forces the reader to grapple with the complex moral and psychological questions posed by the story. One of the central themes of Verity is the nature of truth and deception. Throughout the novel, Hoover challenges the reader to question what they believe to be true. The manuscript is a key tool in this exploration, serving as both a confession and a form of manipulation. Verity's words are powerful, and they have the ability to shape the reality of those who read them. Lowen's struggle to discern the truth is a reflection of the reader's own experience, as we too are drawn into the web of lies and half-truths that Verity weaves. Another significant theme is the idea of motherhood and the dark side of maternal love. Verity's relationship with her children is depicted as toxic and damaging, a stark contrast to the idealized image of motherhood. Hoover delves into the complexities of being a mother, exploring the intense emotions that come with it: love, jealousy, fear, and resentment. Verity's actions are driven by her obsessive love for Jeremy and her desire to keep him to herself, even at the expense of her children's well-being. This portrayal of motherhood is unsettling, forcing the reader to confront the darker aspects of the parent-child relationship. The character of Verity herself is one of the most intriguing aspects of the novel. She is a deeply flawed and complex character, whose actions are both repellent and fascinating. Verity's manipulative nature is evident from the beginning, but as the story progresses, it becomes clear that there is more to her than meets the eye. Her manuscript reveals a woman who is deeply troubled, driven by a need for control and a fear of losing the love of her life. Verity's psychological complexity is one of the novel's greatest strengths, making her a character that lingers in the reader's mind long after the story is over. Lowen, too, is a complex character, though she is more relatable than Verity. Her struggles with grief, isolation, and self-doubt make her a sympathetic protagonist. As she becomes more entangled in the Crawford family's dark secrets, Lowen's own moral compass is tested. Her relationship with Jeremy complicates her situation further, as she grapples with feelings of guilt and fear. Lowen's journey is one of self-discovery, as she is forced to confront her own fears and desires in the face of overwhelming uncertainty. Jeremy, on the other hand, is a more enigmatic character. His love for Verity is evident, but there are moments when his actions raise questions about his true feelings and motivations. Jeremy's grief is palpable, and his vulnerability makes him an easy target for manipulation. However, as the story progresses, it becomes clear that Jeremy is not as innocent as he appears. His relationship with Verity is fraught with tension, and there are hints that he may have played a role in the tragedies that have befallen the family. Jeremy's character is a puzzle, and Hoover leaves it to the reader to piece together his true nature. The setting of Verity plays a crucial role in the novel's atmosphere. The Crawford home is a character in its own right, with its dark hallways, creaking floors, and oppressive silence. The house is a reflection of the secrets it holds, a physical manifestation of the darkness that lies within the Crawford family. Hoover's descriptions of the setting are vivid and evocative, creating a sense of unease that permeates the entire story. The house is a place of both refuge and danger, a space where reality and fiction blur together. In terms of narrative structure, Verity is a masterclass in suspense. Hoover expertly balances the present-day storyline with the excerpts from Verity's manuscript, creating a dual narrative that keeps the reader engaged and constantly questioning. The use of an unreliable narrator adds to the tension, as the reader is never quite sure what to believe. The pacing is relentless, with each chapter building on the last to create a sense of impending doom. Hoover's ability to sustain this tension throughout the novel is impressive, making Verity a page-turner in the truest sense. The novel also explores the theme of identity and the masks we wear to hide our true selves. Verity's manuscript is a window into her darkest thoughts and desires, but it also raises questions about the nature of identity. Is Verity the woman portrayed in the manuscript, or is she a victim of her own twisted mind? Loan, too, grapples with questions of identity as she takes on the role of Verity's ghostwriter. As she becomes more immersed in Verity's world, Loan begins to lose herself, blurring the lines between her own identity and that of the woman she is writing for. This exploration of identity adds depth to the novel, making it more than just a simple thriller. In conclusion, Verity is a dark, twisted, and utterly compelling novel that will keep you on the edge of your seat from start to finish. Colleen Hoover has crafted a story that is as psychologically complex as it is suspenseful, with characters that are deeply flawed and utterly human. The novel's exploration of truth, deception, motherhood, and identity make it a rich and thought-provoking read. If you're a fan of psychological thrillers that challenge your perceptions and keep you guessing until the very end, Verity is a must-read. It's a novel that will stay with you long after you've turned the last page, haunting you with its ambiguous ending and the questions it raises about the nature of truth and the darkness that lies within us all. Thank you for watching this in-depth review and analysis of Verity by Colleen Hoover. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, leave a comment with your thoughts on the book, and don't forget to subscribe for more book-related content. Have you read Verity? What are your thoughts on the ending? Do you think Verity was telling the truth, or was it all a fabrication? Let's discuss in the comments below.